Now we move on to question 4. We have to add 2 new columns to the table in the area C12, so the one we created just before, which are called size and big sales. Copy and paste the style of the two others so that it's pretty. In the size column, insert a formula that will result in the expression small size if the apartment has a single room and its size is equal to or less than 30 square meters, or an empty cell in any other case. So basically here the answer is inside the question. We're gonna need an if function and a nested end function inside a function. So we're gonna start with the if function. There we go. Then the end function, and we're gonna need the apartment to have a single room, so the number of rooms has to be equal to 1, and the size of the apartment has to be smaller or equal than 30. So we're gonna need D2 to be smaller or equal than 30. This is it for the criteria, and if true, it has to display small size, else nothing. So there we go, you have your formula, you extend it, and there it is. So now they ask us to use an appropriate formatting so that the cells containing the expression small size are automatically highlighted with a field color of our choice. So for the conditional formatting, you go on conditional formatting, new rule, classic, and since we wanted to color only the cells that contain small size, go on cell value, it has to be equal to small size. And there you go, you have your conditional formatting. You can check it back here, show it to you, and there it is. Now the next part of question 4, they ask us using only one formula to make sure that in the, they say price rating column, they actually mean the big sales column. It's a mistake. It has to show okay when the price of the apartment is higher than the average price of the apartment sold in the area. And in all the other cases, the result should be an empty cell. So we're going to use an if function once again. So we go if the price is, it says, higher than the average price, so higher than average of the prices. So always remember to block those, because if not, when you drag down, it's not going to work. Then display okay, else nothing. So now, there you go. And here's your formula. In the same worksheet, we have to create a chart that shows the price per square meter of the apartment sold in the area, using the addresses of the apartments as labels of category axes, and show data labels with the value of each apartment. So for that, you select the price per square meter. Remember not to select the price, it's the price per square meter that is asked in the book. So you are going to go into insert, chart. Here's your chart. Make it a little bit bigger. Now you're going to want to put the addresses instead of those numbers. So you go and select data. You get this little box. You go there and then you select the addresses. And there they are. Then they want us to get some data labels. So you choose the ones that fit the most. Make it a tiny little bit bigger. And you have your chart. So here we go for question 5. Last question, they ask us to add a new column with the heading commission to the table in the area C12 no garage worksheet. So there we go, commission. Now we need to calculate the expected commission for each apartment salesman, knowing that Home Sweet Home calculates the commissions of its sales representative in the following way. So there are 3 main points that are going to help us to create the formula that we have to put in there. So first of all, if the sale price of the apartment is the highest on the list, so the sale price, meaning we're going to look at here, is the highest on the list, then the commission corresponds to 3% of the sale price. Then, if the sale price per square meter of the apartment is the highest on the list, then the commission corresponds to 2.5% of the sale price. And in all other cases, the commission corresponds to 1.5%. So once again, we're going to use an if function if the price is equal to the max of the prices, then we need 3% of the sales price, so we just multiply it by 3%. Else, we need the other condition if the price per square meter is equal to the maximum of the prices per square meters, then in that case we have 2.5% times the sales price, else it's 1.5% of the sales price. And that is it. So once again, you drag it down and put in the right currency. They ask you to use the data bars formatting within the cell of the commission column, so you just select it. Conditional formatting, data bars, choose the one you prefer, and there you go. Now you can save, and you can go on the other worksheets and make them prettier if you want to. And that's basically it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this was helpful.